Alright. Hopefully this works this time. I didn't stream through which I don't have the best reception in the house, so hopefully this will work this time. Alright. So we give it a couple seconds, see if we can get our chat back in here before I start up. Live chat. Let me see. Alright. Alright. So, I was talking about Bernie Sanders, and I'm not sure how much of this actually y'all were able to hear. But first of all, I just want to say, if you are on the train of voting for Bernie Sanders in 2020, I'm going to disagree with you in this. And hopefully, if you can, I'm going to express my concerns about it and why I'm not on that same train as you. And, just explain it in the comments, because I would really like to hear the opinion on this. And, because if I'm wrong, I'd like to know. But here's just how I see it, which is, all right, we tried the whole Bernie thing in 2016, and this was like 2 years ago, all right? But I just feel like we've already forgotten about how the DNC robbed him. Now, I'm going to tell you, like, before the Democratic National Convention and after, was two totally different Bernies. Before, he was all fire and just bringing the truth. And then after that, he was just, whatever you say, DNC, whatever you tell me. You say Russiagate? Okay, I'll go with Russiagate. You say back Hillary, I'll back Hillary. I mean, it's like all his fight went out of him. And I'm not willing to fight, or I'm not willing to vote for somebody that's not willing to fight for me. Plain and simple. All right, let's see what the chat has to say. I don't know what. Okay, there. No, I don't want to put. All right, Bernie will not win. They will cheat him, and he is going with the Russia BS and taking out Assange. TMZ and Fox News are covering Jesse. What? They're covering Jesse Ventura 2020? Oh, can you send me links to this? Because I really want to know more about this. Yeah, Shirley, I think you hit the nail on the head. Shirley said that he speaks really good points on domestic policy, but they keep using him to bring people back to the party. And he really did not back his supporters. He said they were Russian trolls on Facebook. Oh yeah, he threw all of us underneath the bus on that one. And if he's not willing, because he would, that's one of the things I really admired about him. He came to a red state like West Virginia, and he said climate change is real. He said, Medicare for all. He said all these things that, that just is given as a fact, that you can't go into a place like this and say these things. But by the end of the election, you have the majority of people here that agreed with him, that were willing to vote for him and fight for him. I mean, when it came down to Hillary and Bernie, people chose Bernie here. I thought that was admirable what he did. But when it came time to speak the hard truth about the election, where was he? Where was he? And if we don't have a sound, election, if we can't go and vote and know that our votes are being counted and counted properly, and that they're going to the person that we actually voted for, that's the whole foundation of our democracy. And if that's rotten, the whole thing is gone with it. Who else we got here? We got Shirley, William Pounds, trying to be fine. Oh my gosh, I see you everywhere. you're about as like nuts about politics and news as I am, I think, because I keep seeing you everywhere. We are doing climate change bombing in these 7 other countries. Oh, hi, Angie. It's good to see you here. Yes, obsessed. You have to be. Chad's here. All right, all right. This is awesome. So yeah, and people like Jamal, who I think is like just insanely smart. Eric, oh my God, Eric has been forever. Man, it's so good to see all y'all. Well, the Senate came to a resolution last night to stop supporting Yemen war. What do you mean? Like we're not gonna? Are we gonna stop enabling Saudi to just like commit genocide? I hope so. Oh, you're from Boston. You're visiting San Diego. I was just over in LA. Yeah, enjoy the nice weather because it is garbage weather over here. I came back. I was in like 70-degree weather. I come back to a blizzard. It sucked. That broke on Fox News. I'm gonna have to look this up. That and the Jesse Ventura coverage. Yeah, but I don't know. Jamal was talking about this, and like I said, I have my reservations about Ojeda. So I don't have anybody that I'm saying that I'm definitely supporting, um, for a 2020 president yet. Um, but for people just to say like, oh, I'm going to vote for Bernie, how? Okay, and if you are going to vote for him, I'm not saying you shouldn't vote for him because he got cheated. But it's not that he got cheated why I wouldn't vote for him. If he got cheated and he stood up for that, for us, that we got cheated, then I'd vote for him again just because it's the right thing to do. But the fact that he laid down and took it, that's why he doesn't have my vote. The fact that he's obfuscating the election fraud with Russiagate and then possibly engaging us in an actual hot war with Russia, that is negligent as a leader, to say the least. I'm not trying to get us in more wars. I'm trying to get us out of them. And by saying that Russia's doing all these things, you're edging us closer to another war. And I'm just not cool with that. I'm not cool with sending people to die. I worked in the ICU and I have seen horrific things, and I've seen horrific things that can be done to a person's body. And I know that's not anything close to even remotely close to war, but just to see the senseless loss of life and the way that people are mangled, and I know that's what war does. That's all it is. It's senseless loss of life. It's mangling people, their minds and their bodies, making them do things that is not natural for humans to do. And I wouldn't inflict that on anybody. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. And I don't think that we should take that lightly when we send people to fight in these wars. And yet we're doing this all the time. All the time. So anybody that edges us closer to send people to do those kinds of things, I cannot support. That's why I'm holding out support on Ojeda. That's why I can't support Bernie. I mean, all these things always comes back to war. Our endless war and endless greed. Endless empire. But, what we think is endless is going to end. Empire will end, just like all empires end. And it's not going to be pretty for us or anybody else involved. So, and I just don't get this Bernie train. Like, I get it. I was feeling the burn. I was feeling the burn in 2016. But not now. Not now. He's meek now. They tamed that line. We need to get behind Jesse Ventura. I am with you 1000%, Angie. I don't know if you have seen Mana Talk with James. I'll put a link in the description. But we did a whole series. It was me and him and Chad, William Pounds, a bunch of people. I mean, we were really pushing the Green Party to try to bring Jesse Ventura in. And I'm hoping that they do, because Dashed hopes Jesse running would be epic. Yeah. Oh my God, he's got the perfect platform. He's got a history in politics. He's, very plain spoken. He's a veteran. He voted for Jill Stein. I mean, his policies. I from what I've heard, I'm totally on board with his policies. If he was running, look, I like Ojeda as a person, as a West Virginian. But if Jesse Ventura ran, hands down, he'd have my vote. For sure. And I don't think, and one of the things that I love about him is he would not run as a Democrat, and he would not run as a Republican. Yes, Jesse has big balls. Yeah, he sure does. Yeah, he don't care. He does what's right. Speaks his mind. I like that. For the win all day. You tripped. Hold on. Don't get me wrong, I've always liked Ventura, but Bernie Sanders is still the same person he was in 2015 and 1968. Well, 2015 and 1968, yeah, but 2017, 2018, I mean, you got it. I mean, I'm not saying that he's not, I'm not saying he's a bad person, but he's not, I don't see, we need somebody that's going to fight for us. And I think that fighting for election integrity is like the cornerstone of democracy. And if he's not willing to fight for that, I just don't know. I just see a different version of him between then and now. I mean, he's still saying a lot of the same stuff about healthcare and stuff, but I mean, he's going along with Russiagate. I don't understand his logic behind any of this. For the win all day. I love Ventura, but he ain't going to run. I don't know. I wish he'd just say whether he is or not. Yeah. I think he would still be good in a debate, having him on the stage, because I still think he would bring the truth. But as far as getting my vote, I can't do it. Yeah, Shirley, exactly. Shirley said that she saw a video of Bernie back in the 90s that said you can't run as a Democrat, you have to start a third party. And this is what I was going back to earlier was, we have to break our mentality of this or that, one or the other, A or B. Because, a lot of these times, whether it's an election or with policy, we keep getting shoved into this lesser of two evils mentality, and that we have to choose between these two things. And so very rarely is it really a choice that comes down to two choices. I mean, it's not about Democrat or Republican or clean water or jobs. There's so much more out there than the two options that were presented, because the two options that we get presented are already controlled. Women need to take back control of the presidential debates. Oh, yes. I'm so with you. I'm so with you on that. Like, look, for the win all day. That Bernie runs, he's got my vote. That's all there is to it. We have to fight for us in the streets. Even politicians have told activists. No, I totally agree with you on that. No, voting alone is not going to do it. Because we've seen what they do with our votes. They don't care about our votes. So our votes alone are not going to mean enough. And we have to actually organize and make our presence known. I touched on that in that video I did earlier today, which was, that's why the teachers got what they wanted. That's why minors are able to get the stuff that they fight for, is because they organize, they unionize, they fight together, they take it to the Capitol, and they let their position be known, and they back it up with their votes. Hold on a second. Okay, so for the win all day, you said Russiagate isn't a thing. No, I'm trying to hear you out. So, because this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted somebody that was pro Bernie to, kind of hear me out on this stuff and talk to me about it. So, you said Russiagate isn't exactly a thing. You're thinking in absolutes. I'm not sure what exactly you mean by that. So, if you could explain that a little bit, because I'm not really understanding what you mean. I try not to think in absolutes, but if I am, I want to hear you out. Bernie doesn't even endorse his delegates like Kenneth Mejia. Bernie endorsed the corporate Democrat instead. Yeah, why isn't he endorsing there ain't no breaking A or B unless we amend the Constitution and create a parliamentary system? Okay, I will look into that, because whatever it is that we need to do to break the system, because we just need more options. Look at all these other countries that are, they get to have third and fourth and fifth parties. Why can't we have that? Why can't we have nice things? Yeah, Eric said the two-party system is the two- and one-party system. Yeah, you call it a different. It's you got your name brand and your generic brand. It's the same thing, basically. There's plenty to vote for on the local and state level. It isn't definitely A or B. Well, I guess maybe that's like A or B if you want to look at it in those simplistic terms on a federal level. Sure, the fact of the matter is, history has taught us it takes activists. Yeah, I'm totally with you on the activism. But, people are getting pigeonholed into this, I've heard so many people say, they have to vote Democrat or Republican because a third party wouldn't win. And I think ranked choice voting would help in that matter, to where people would feel like there's power in voting for a third party. Yeah, I'm totally with you on the activism part, because I really don't think that, it's just not going to happen, just voting alone. Voting alone, no. Voting alone, I'm definitely, that's just not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. Okay, McCallie 2014, for we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding sphere of influence. I'm not sure. Is that a quote or a reference? I'm not sure. Yeah. Shirley said, we're not following the Constitution, especially Obama. He has locked up more whistleblowers and removed habeas corpus. Yes, we're taking a step backwards. Yep, trying to be fine. Giving us nice things frees us up to give them the boot. Got to keep us struggling. Exactly. We have to keep people poor. We got to keep people without health care. We got to keep people without education, because that's how you get people to sign up for wars. That's how you get people to work for, $7.75 at a, fast food, or to go into a coal mine. Because you don't get people to do that when things are great. The only time to start a third party and get the momentum going is at the end of the general election. For Women All Day, I would love to hear more about this. It seems like I really want to hear more about this, because I really want to see a third party get started up, and momentum is going at the end of the general election, because I feel like right now would be the perfect time for a third party to take off. I mean, so many people have turned to the Republicans because they've been, burned by the Democratic Party, and so many people have already been burned by the Republican Party. And it's just like they're looking for somebody within those two parties that they can vote for, and I really just don't see any, if, or too many, if any at all, people in those two parties that's worth voting for. Ranked choice paper ballots, yeah. JFK Astoria Hotel speech. I'm going to have to look that speech up, McCallie. When teachers strike in a red state and get their way, that should tell anybody what it is. Yeah, I mean, that's why we have to do this, like, direct action. Civil disobedience. I mean, we have to take this to the people. Or the people need to take it to the politicians. Because voting alone is just, I mean, it's such a small majority of Americans that vote. They're not even really worried about voters. Because they already know, people that vote, they already know how that's going to go. People that show up, that's totally different. I'm thinking of joining Wolfpack. I don't know what else to do. Nothing isn't working. I did Wolfpack for a little bit, and I didn't find it helpful. I really didn't find it helpful. Maybe it's different now, but I didn't, yeah, it's more asking, I'm tired of asking legislators. I'm tired of asking politicians, asking them to do their job. I'm done asking at this point. I am telling them this is the way it's going to go. I'm not asking you. I hired you. Okay? This is your job. And if you're not willing to do your job, then see your way out. Okay. No, that's interesting. Trying to be fine. Have to stop saying third party. It starts you in third place. It's another party independent of the duopoly. I like the way you think. All right. I'm going to have to start. Oh my God, Dominic. Hey, it's been a minute. Yes, I love Deb Della Piana. I binge watched her. I haven't watched any of her recent videos, like the last maybe 4 videos that she's done. But I have been binge watching her. She is phenomenal. I immediately put her on my recommended channels. She is so smart. Tells it straight up. No sugarcoating. I love her. She is a gem. Nick Brown is working hard at getting the right people. Get behind the People's Party. I'd have to look more into it. To me, I mean, just gut feeling, which I try not to rely on too much. But just something, I don't know. For some reason, it was probably because he immediately went with, like, Bernie, Bernie, that I was just I didn't really give him a chance. But, yeah, I'm going to look more into it. And maybe I can get him on to where we can have a discussion about this. Because I would like to get to know more about what he's doing. Oh, Russiagate narrative that's being pushed. The reality of the situation is the investigation into Donald Trump is legitimate, whether or not Russia colluded is not the issue. Oh, no, I'm not saying that he's not corrupt or he didn't do corrupt stuff. I mean, oh yeah, he did. But at the same time, I'm sitting there thinking, like, and how's that different from anybody else that's in office? How's that different? I mean, not that he shouldn't be, held accountable for the stuff that he's done, but we can't treat him as some anomaly. Like these other people aren't colluding, that have not colluded with other countries, or they're not doing shady stuff on the side, taking money. I mean, they're all doing it. So if we're going to hold him accountable, we need to hold all of them accountable. That's just the fairness. Yeah, whether or not Russian oligarchs has their hand in it is more of the question at hand. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's definitely corrupt. Just I mean, they all are. Bernie is endorsing wins whether it's progressive or corporate. I'm not sure what that means. Hold on. Yeah, we gotta get them. Yeah. Charlie said, get on the streets in millions like they do in other countries. Get them in DC scared. Yes. They should be afraid of us. We need to stop being afraid of them. I mean, I want to give the power back to the people, and they just, I mean, people have just given up their power and given up their say so and given up their integrity to these, and they've given it all to these politicians that take all that and just sell it to the highest bidder. Jimmy Gomez is a super delegate who voted for Clinton. Kenneth Mejia was a regular delegate who voted for Sanders. Bernie endorsed Gomez. He doesn't even support his supporters. No, I mean that's for sure. When he threw us underneath the bus, said that we were all being controlled by Russian bots and stuff. No, he's thinking in long game. He definitely realizes fascism is at the fascism is in control. And it was in control when Obama was in office. It was in control when Clinton was in office. It was in control when Bush was in office. Fascism has been a long time. It's been creeping its way in. Stronger and stronger with every president that we've had. It's here. It's already here. It's been here. But we put a pretty face on it with Obama and with Clinton. And we put a folksy face on it with George Bush with his, silly sayings and, fake Texan accent. All right, I'm going to have to look into this parliamentary system. Like I said, I don't, I don't know all this stuff. I don't claim to know all this stuff, and that's why I turn to the comments, because y'all educate me, help keep me educated. So that doesn't mean people shouldn't look at voting more strategically as opposed to absolute. Yeah, no, no. That's a good point for the win, because I am conflicted sometimes between strategy and just like not absolutes, but ethically. But yes, I see what you're saying. There is a difference between those two. But I'm tired of the whole. I mean, we have to have a strategy, of course. But at the same time, I'm just so done with voting for people that I'm like, well, if I vote for this person and maybe I can get them to do this, or if I vote for this person, it'll lead way for this. I mean, with our timetable on climate change, we just don't have time. I feel like to. I mean, for a fact, we don't have time for this gradual, progression towards a better. I mean, we need action, and we need it now. Yeah, Eric, Deb tells it like it is. She sure does. Nick Brana has Chris Hedges and Dr. West. Really? Chris Hedges backs Nick Brana. That's a huge thing. Look, I really respect the hell out of what Chris Hedges has to say. I mean, I've read so many of his books. I just think he's brilliant. I mean, there's a few things I disagree with him on, yes, but mild, very mild. Yeah, that really, that if Chris Hedges backs him, I'm definitely going to look more into the People's Party. I've seen people say I would vote for candidate X if he were not in the other party. Absent parties, more of us would unite for the issues. Yes, the people united. Yeah, I'm not one of those people like, well, if you run as a Democrat, I'm not going to vote for you. I'm looking at your policies. First of all, if your policies are in order, okay, now we're talking. Now, after policies, I got to look and see the 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 strongness of that candidate, whether or not how hard are they willing to fight for those policies? Are these just policies that they'd like to have, but or how fast are they willing to lay down? Would they lay down at all? You know, and do they have a strategy on how to get these policies implemented? It's time to get okay. So yeah, I don't want to talk about party this, party that. Issues. Yes, that's exactly right. When you need to come down to the issues instead of their policies. With the work of Dr. Stephen Greer and the Disclosure Project, we have had the technologies to be free and independent of coal, fossil fuels, nuclear power for about 100 years. Oh, I've never heard of Stephen Greer, but I know that we've had those technologies available, but they keep this. Whoa, how does it? Oh, God, make it stop zooming in. How do I do that? Oh, it keeps getting worse. I don't know what to do about this. All right. That was so weird. It just kept zooming in. Okay. Okay, for the win. It depends on where you live on how you should speak to directly vote. I know this much. If you're a leftist, you're not voting Republican, and well, don't even call yourself a leftist. If you're a leftist and you're not voting or voting Republican, don't even call yourself a leftist. Well, see, here's the thing with like not voting is if you don't have anybody on your ballot to vote for, which was pretty much the option I had with this last one. I mean, it was like Joe Manchin or like this right-wing nutbag that really wasn't too far off from Joe Manchin. There really wasn't anybody to vote for. I mean, I voted for like ballot issues, but as far as the candidates went, there really wasn't anybody to vote for. So, I mean, I guess I would be considered more of a non-voter based on that one. But, I mean, those are options so that I was given, and there was just nobody there to vote for. There's no power in voting for a third party if you allow the far right to further dismantle FDR policies. Yeah, but even if we vote for Democrats, don't they do the same thing? I mean, what did Clinton do when he was in office? I mean, I'm just trying to understand. I'm not. That's the thing. I'm not trying to say that you're wrong. I'm just trying to understand. These are the things that I don't understand about that kind of thing. Because we've been voting. I mean, is that not what we've been doing? Is voting for the lesser of two evils, but we just keep getting gradually pushed more towards that. If I'm understanding what you're saying right, Granny Buddy confused, but they need to start FDR and look forward. I suggest everybody listen to Michael Brooks interviewing Mr. Wolf. Are you talking about Richard Wolf? He nailed it. Okay, I'll look up that interview for sure. Forget Bernie, forget Democrats, focus on third party. That's what Angie's saying. Don't even talk about the second party. No, I mean, I don't even, you know what, that's another thing, is we need to stop saying that there's one and two parties, because there isn't one and two parties, is there? We have one party. We have one party to choose from. Democrats and Republicans. You know, you got Chuck Schumer that wants to give $1.2 billion for this for Trump's wall. You got Nancy Pelosi that wants to kill health care for everybody, that doesn't want to give a living wage. Hillary Clinton talk about building barriers and how we need to stop immigrants from, we need to adopt right-wing policies when it comes to immigrants. I mean, please tell me, what is the difference? Because all I see is one party. We need a second party at this point. I'm telling you, it just, what is the difference between, I mean, Joe Manchin, a Democrat that's supposed to vote, for the people, they're supposed to be the party for the working class, and I've got this Motherfucker telling me that I have to choose between clean drinking water for my child and clean air for my child, or a job that puts food on the table for my child. He doesn't give a damn about working people. So no, I don't see a difference between Democrats and Republicans. And you know what? And I think that goes back to, and I forget who said it, I'm so sorry, but we need to stop referring to them as a third party, because they're not a third party. They're the second party. We need a second party. Because 1 and 2, they are all in agreement that it's wealthy before any of us. That's for sure. Would Bernie turn into another Obama? That's what Dominic's asking. I don't think he'd be as extreme. No. But I am concerned with stuff. If I remember correctly, he was against the BDS movement and, stuff like that. So it's like, and his foreign policy is a little, So, I mean, what do I think that he would continue with endless empire wars? No. But, yeah. Let me see. I wonder how far back I am on chat. Okay, I don't think I'm too far behind on chat. Let's see. I'm going to try to get caught up. 9/11 started the Patriot Act. They have been taking away our freedom of speech slowly, and since gun laws, they are the steroids trying to do it. Oh, for sure. No, and it's all dressed up and and they're blaming the right for why we have to edit our speech. But yeah, it's because of people on the right and their hate speech that's why we have to censor the way people talk. That's not it at all. They're afraid that people are going to call them out for the same stuff that the right's doing. McCallie said, reverse engineering extraterrestrial technology, keeping it secret. Maybe that's a conversation that's going on that I didn't know about. Sometimes I forget that we don't have certain rights anymore. People won't realize until they need them and they're not there. So true. So true. Yeah, it's like when you've got a cold, you don't realize like, hey, I can breathe. Like, you don't think about that stuff until like you have a cold and you're like, man, it would be really nice to be able to use my right nostril right about now. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, Shirley, I won't be forced to vote for the lesser of two evils anymore. No, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. We need to, like, there has to be something. There has to be a point. And I don't know, like, how to get people to this. I don't know how people aren't to this already. But, like, there's a point where they've taken everything. They've taken your health care. They've taken your wages. They've taken your dignity. They've taken all this stuff from us. They've taken our power. They've taken our environment, our clean air, our clean water, everything. Everything. They've taken our jobs. They've taken our choice. And what are we left with? The only thing that we are left with is integrity. That's our dignity, just our last little shred of dignity that we can hold on to, And that little shred of dignity that I have, I'm not going to give that away to the Hillary Clintons or the Donald Trumps. They can't take that. And that's why I still vote. I mean, I vote for Greens, and I vote, for Mountain Party, and I vote for people like that, because I'm not going to just cast my vote to a Joe Manchin, because he didn't earn it. I've got that last little shred left, and they're not going to get it. so slightly off. I think you're getting close, you know, and I think you're realizing the politicians are puppets and they're used by pyramid-loving Luciferian liars. I don't know what they love. No, look, one thing I know that they love is money. I know that they don't have any love for helping people or doing the right thing. So whatever it is at the end of the day, it ain't what they're supposed to be doing. Whatever it is. I can't vote Democrat trying to be fine. 30 years of BS is the limit for me. I'm not Charlie Brown. I'm a human being. Yeah. Oh God, it's like that. It's like that speech from Network. You know, it's like, you know, at some point you just have to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. You know. Exactly. I'm a human being. Like Jesus. You know, you sit there and everything just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, and you know, at some point you just have to say, you know, just let me breathe, just let me live. It takes a coalition of the people in the streets and a charismatic leader to pass anything in this country. Yep. What I meant by thinking in absolutes is it doesn't matter who is elected. No, I get you. No, I totally get you on that. No, I mean just an elected leader without a motivated population that's willing to go to the streets and fight for that, for the leader that they elected, or to hold them accountable, it's meaningless. It is. No, I feel you on that. Have you ever seen the documentary Serious and Unacknowledged? Okay, I will definitely check those out. I have like a list of stuff that between this one and my last live stream that of stuff that I need to look into. The Working Progressive. I'm in Montana. I'm a DSA member, and I've joined Brana's party, People's Party movement. I'm excited about the possibilities it represents. That's fantastic. Working Progressive. All right. It sounds like you know a lot about this stuff, and like that you're like, you know, in it, like experience. So, yeah, I'd like to hear more about, you know, your experience with Nick Brana's party or People's Party or whatever it's called. Oh, Manitalk. On TMZ a couple days ago, Jesse Ventura said, the Green Party is pressuring me to run. I am that pressure. Good night. Yeah, you sure are. Chad, I gotta thank William Pounds for that one, because at first when he said Jesse Ventura, I was like, oh God, another celebrity. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, William, but that I just kind of rolled my eyes. I was like, oh, who's Jesse? Okay. But the more he talked about him, I was like, okay, you got my attention. All right. And I started looking into him. I was like, hey, he's pretty solid. He's a pretty solid candidate. And by the end of it, I was like, this is a candidate I'm like wanting to fight for and get him. I want to see this guy in office, you know? So yeah, I'm not easily sold on people, as y'all have noticed. But Jesse Ventura, I am, yeah, I'm totally backing him. 2:53. What time is it? Okay, I'm like 10 minutes behind on chat. Let me see if I can get caught up a little bit. I keep getting bogged down and stuff. Okay, before we went on, there's definitely a difference between voting Republican. Take the repeal of Glass-Steagall and whatever legislation was being voted on, for example. Yeah, but I mean, like Obama got rid of habeas corpus, and Bill Clinton, you know, look what he did with media and you know, exploding the prison population, all this other stuff. Republicans do horrible things, and Democrats do horrible things, and the media plays it off like it's okay. Yeah, Glass-Steagall was repealed by Bill Clinton. You have to understand that these two major political parties are private corporations. These two parties print the ballots and thus they dictate whose name is on the ballot. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. It's like they just no. It's two parties, one choice. Either way, we're going to the right. Either way, we're still going to get the same policies because the Democrats just want to give the Republicans what they want. I know. For the win, I feel like I've been giving you all kinds of hell this whole live stream, but I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I am listening to you, but I just this is just where I'm at. I'm just giving you my thoughts. Feel free to fire back at me. I ain't trying to single you out or nothing, but you're the person that I was actually looking for in this live stream to actually kind of challenge me on this stuff, because this is the kind of stuff I don't get it, and I'm hoping like maybe we can like work some of this out, because I just don't get this uh mentality. That's all. Yeah, no, the Dems keep blaming Republicans, but the Republicans are just, and they set them up too. Like they set up these little scenarios, and they hurt people to just so they can say, see how bad the Republicans are. That's why you need us. Oh, Rob said that Ojeda is in favor of fracking. Yeah, if he's in favor of fracking, that's a no-go for me as well. That's a no-go for me as well. No, fracking is the new coal, and all it does is destroy the environment and the people. It does not really add any jobs. It only takes more wealth away from the state and the people. And they're trying to rob people of their land. They're robbing them of their money and their land and their jobs, and at the whole time poisoning our environment by releasing all their toxic chemicals into our water. So no, fracking is a definite no-go for me. But I will double check that first, because that's just what, I'm sure you've done your diligence, but I just have to double check that. Yeah, no, definitely, Shirley. That was another thing I was looking into. That the 30 CIA candidates that they were running, but I want to give everybody their fair shot, And but he's been very quiet on his foreign policy, so that's why I'm just like, I'm waiting on it. But just the information that's been given so far is not looking like it's going to end well. Primary interest of parties is to stay in control. The way forward is outside the party box. People who are sick of corrupt and dysfunctional parties unite around issues rather than labels. That's from the People United, and I totally agree. No, that's what I look at first and foremost. I don't look at what party. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what party you're in. I mean, I guess in some strategy sense it does. It depends on where you're voting and where you're running. But I just don't see any real change coming from the Democrats or Republicans at this point, because at the end of the day, they both serve the same people. Now, there are people on a local level that run that I'm just willing to hear them out on policy, but as long as their policy's intact, like that's all right with me. It has to be through a party which relies on dues. Yeah, because critique of corporate ideology. Yeah, we gotta be real here. People need funds. They need money and stuff to run. If they don't have the people to support them, or to go out there and, go door to door and advocate for them, and if they don't have the money, I mean, how are they supposed to get their name out there? How are people supposed to know who to vote for, or that they're even running? Libertarians are neoliberals on steroids. That's from Rob. I would say the candidates are. I know a lot. There's a big libertarian movement here in West Virginia, and a lot of the people that say that they are libertarians are just. It's totally different than the prepackaged Koch brother type candidates that you see. Like, the voters are totally different than the candidates. I wouldn't say totally different. I mean, there's a lot of, there's still a fair share that, go along with that kind of thing. But, most of the libertarians, at least in my area, they're just, they want to see, they see how people are oppressed, and they see how people, they just want people to be free. They just want some freedom, a little slice of freedom. Jesse Ventura has voted Libertarian, but he's an independent. I just love what he would bring to election. Oh God, can you imagine a debate with Jesse Ventura? He would not be having. Can you imagine him against Joe Biden, or debating Hillary Clinton, or who else? There's Kamala Harris, Cory Booker. Any of these people that they put up, man, he would not have any of it. And William says Jesse is a registered Green now, so that's awesome. Manitalk said, work tomorrow at 6. Did you go to bed? You gotta go be at work at 6? Come on now. Yeah, Luca Clemente says Ventura is a libertarian who actually believes in social safety net. I would vote for him. Well, thank you so slightly off. I try. I try to tell people I'm not that smart, but I like to think a lot. And I like to play around with ideas in my head. And when people tell me stuff, or throw stuff at me, I don't just I'll play with it in my brain, for a couple of days, and I mull it over, and I think, and I poke at it, and so whenever I have these conversations with all of y'all, y'all give me a lot to think about, because I make pizzas all day, and that's not really something that occupies a lot of my brain space. So while I'm doing that, I like to think about this stuff, just kind of roll it around in there, and because I mean, there's just so many ideas I get from y'all. Yeah, I'm glad you get where I'm coming from for the win. All day, yeah. I'm glad. Because I'm not, I know I just keep coming at you, challenging you, but I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just, I'm just trying to understand. Free Assange, yes. Please stop talking about this circus with that CNN guy, Acosta. It's all just a distraction from, our real truth tellers out there that are being persecuted. Like Assange and Snowden and Susie Dawson. Let's see, am I getting caught up on chat? I think I'm only 5 minutes behind now. We're getting there. Yes, free Julian Assange is an important issue. That's what Eric said. And yeah, it should be, because if we're not allowed to tell the truth, how are we supposed to have conversations? How are we supposed to make educated decisions when we can't have information or discuss it? You know, I mean, it's sick what they're doing to him. It's absolutely appalling. I mean, and we're watching him die in slow motion. We are, and he will. I mean, if we keep this up, he will. We're gonna watch him die, and I don't want to. I don't want to say. I don't want him to be a martyr. I don't want him to be a martyr. He deserves better than that. After everything he's done for us and done for the truth, he deserves much better than that. To be stuck in the situation that he's in. Hillary Clinton will use the DNC and the media troll once again to elect Trump. It would be a repeat of 2016, with more chaos. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Costa is not a journalist. No, I don't think anybody that works for any of these major CNN, Fox, MSNBC, they're none of those people I would consider journalists. Oh, yes, I'm caught up on chat. All right. Oh, and guess what? All right. Shameless channel talk here, but I've officially gotten over 1,000 subscribers now. So I'm going to try to do like the super chat thing because y'all know I make pizzas for like barely above minimum wage. So you know, anything I can do to bring in a little bit of extra cash, I'm going to do. So I'm going to start doing super chat or whatever. So I don't know how to get that started. I'm going to try to do it. And, you know, feel free if you want to. And if not, that's all right too. I'm just here for the conversation. That kind of thing is just a extra perk. So I'll try to get that set up in case anybody feels a desire. Because I'm going to be real honest with you. I just want to get my teeth fixed. You know, my job tells me I need to greet every customer with a smile. But I need dental work. My babies destroyed my teeth. I love them. They destroyed my teeth during pregnancy. So I really would like to get my teeth fixed. So it'd be nice to smile and not be like self-conscious about it. So if I can get that done, I'd be happier than a pig in mud. Julian Assange probably lost his mind in solitary confinement. His conception of long game strategy. I don't know. Or solitary confinement might have given him more time to think. I mean, I'm not saying that solitary confinement is good on anybody's mental health, but then again, you know, he's got time to think about stuff. I don't know if he's like doing anything as far as like long game or strategy. I think all he's doing is just trying to get the truth out to people, right? I mean, I don't think he's trying to play any game at all. I just think that above all else, he just wants to get truth out to people. I'm not sure who Lauren Bacall is, but I will take that as a compliment. Thank you. Assange has all his faculties. I mean, it's been a while since he's been allowed to communicate, but last time I heard him communicate, he sounded fine to me. The new Ecuadorian president is in for a rude awakening, and it will get worse for him. Oh, thank you, Angie. Yeah, I'm going to try to get back into the Susie Dawson and the Unity for Jay stuff, because I know I talked to Independent Outsider and he said that there's a lot of uh, what's the word that he used for it? Is that my? Oh no, my battery's about to die. All right, we'll just wrap this up real quick. No, Angie, not at all. No, because the stuff like I'm just not good with movies or actors in general. But I mean, like if you looked at my music, my music goes from anywhere from the 30s up to now. I don't really yeah. If I was dated by my music, I would probably be like 50 or 60 years old. Oh, I hope you get your tablet working. Oh, thank you so slightly off. Thank you. Y'all are too sweet, I swear. You're 60. Well, I wouldn't have guessed that. Go take care. I do worry for Edward Stone as well. Yeah, it can't be good to be separated from your family, your friends, and everything that you've known, and to live in a strange country that, is just absolutely foreign to you. Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think they're both in danger for sure. I mean, I know that Hillary talked about wanting to drone strike Assange, and he's got the full force of the DNC that just absolutely just they're furious with him for the stuff that he came out with. Free Paul Manafort. Oh my God, he's in there 14 days. He's in there 14 days. No, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I don't keep up with that. I don't follow the news cycle with that kind of stuff. I know more of the generalities, but 14 days. Come on, I saw that. I was like, he's in there 14 days. What is this? I mean, like, is this DUI? 14 days. What is that going to do? What is that going to do to anybody? If he really did something legit, why would they put him in there for 14 days? That is just either put him in prison or don't. Like, what is that? 14 days. Yeah, that's true. Assange is failing health. Yeah, his health is failing very quickly, and that's why I said I don't want to watch this man die. I mean, what Snowden's doing is hard. I'm not. I mean, it's hard all around. But Assange, I mean, you're just watching this guy slowly just wither away. It's horrible. It's horrible. So yeah, uh, I know some of y'all are already in the Unity for Jay and checking out Susie Dawson and all this, but I I we want to revenge on Assange. They want to torture him for his sources. Yeah, yeah. Charlie, For the Win's been. I've been picking. Actually, I don't know his or her brain, um, because we kind of disagree on stuff, but we do kind of agree on stuff. So we're just trying to. We're just having a discussion about what's actually going on and all this. 14 days is not Paul Manafort. That's see that's Papadopoulos. Who's in Manafort maybe for 140 years? What? Alright, I'm gonna have to look more into this. I'll add that to my list of stuff I gotta do. No. No, you're not an anti-free speech. I get you. We're all good. Huh, isn't that funny? Unity stream. You tried to watch the Unity stream today, and they couldn't get more than 5 words out without buffering. Mm-hmm. Isn't that strange how that works? What? Oh, God, I'm zooming in again. Oh, please make it stop. Okay. I gotta figure out how I'm doing that because that is horrible. It's just all of a sudden this very intense zoom. Okay. Alright, I have got to end this live stream. It is way too... Yeah, it's 3:30 in the morning and I got 7% battery left. Well, I'm really... Yeah, nice eyebrow. Okay. Alright, yeah, I hear you. I know. My battery's dying. Alright, I'm getting there. Alright, I'm going to end this, and I'll probably do another one. I like this unpopular opinion segment. We're going to do another one. We're probably going to do another one tomorrow, because this is just fun. Alright, I love you guys. Good night, and thank you for all the information and all the conversation. It's been awesome. 3%. Alright, I'm going. Alright, good night, everybody. Love you.